Workers have been doing more work for no extra pay during the pandemic. A report out today has found that the average worker is doing an additional 6 hours a week, and that adds up to 8 unpaid working weeks a year. Economist Dan Nahum from the Australia Institute Centre for Future Work says the shift to working from home contributed to the additional hours.
Done by workers right across the economy, so both those working from home and those who haven't been able to move to working from home arrangements at all. So that 6.1 hours figure is an average for all workers that we surveyed. But it is certainly true that the move towards working from home has accentuated some of the pre-COVID trends that we were seeing in terms of people's work lives moving into or incurring into their non-work lives as well.
Why is that? What's happening?
So there are a few things. So certainly caring responsibilities during the day, during lockdowns, have impacted on the way that people are able to do their work. But also employer expectations have changed as well. Employers now expect workers to be more available than before the pandemic. I think partly that's because they're not able to see workers during work times, and it's not clear how to delineate work times from non-work times if you're working from home. People are just finding it harder to switch off and step away.
Yeah.
And that's because of employer expectations. Sorry?
That's okay. I was going to ask, was it, Dan, that people were unaware that they were doing extra and didn't chase payment for it? Or is it that, as you were going to say, employers just didn't want to cover that unpaid work?
We have a cultural problem here in Australia of people doing, long hours to begin with, but also unpaid overtime. So in many cases, these unpaid hours are illegal. They're certainly unfair. But that cultural problem does come from a failure to enforce the laws that are on the books. As mentioned, they are in many cases illegal. So really it's the prerogative of policymakers and employers to make sure that workers are paid for the hours that they work. On
average, Dan, how much pay are people missing out on?
Yeah, so every pay period or every couple of weeks, it's $460. So if you think about that in terms of losing over $200 a week from your pocket, that's obviously got huge impacts on household budgets. But I think what's at least as important, maybe more important, is the time that people are losing in terms of community activities, time they should be spending with friends and family, pursuing leisure activities, relaxing. I think these are all incalculable.
Did you find, Dan, that employers were aware of how much extra work their staff were doing from home, that they were keeping a close eye on them?
We didn't survey employers. This was a survey of workers, but it is true that self-employed people